Okay, so we are recording. Hey, everybody, welcome to our weekly team chat. It is April 24th, and this week I am super excited to introduce to you Jackie Hart. I believe, I'm not even sure how we quote unquote met, but I think it was in this crazy graphics group. Was that how it came about?
We did. We met, I think, on the actual NLC group, and then we ended up in the graphic group too. But I think we coordinated this in the
Yeah,
group.
I
Yeah.
have just loved that group. So it was fun to connect through that and be able to hook up on some team calls. I spoke for her team last week on the same topic of inviting and connecting. And I love that she's a Facebook girl too, but I think it's always nice to hear other people's ideas. So Jackie is a wife and a mom of 2 teens and fur babies. She was a former paralegal in Chicago, now living in Waco, Texas. So I need to know all the Magnolia deets.
It's awesome.
I'm obsessed. She's coaching full time. She's a 1-star diamond, a team leader, and part of the Austin Market Council. So, Jackie, give us all your good ideas for inviting and connecting.
Awesome. I will absolutely do that. I'm just going to go shut this door so the puppies don't in here. I'm so sorry. Hold on. Just make sure that they stay out. No. Okay, sorry guys. My husband just got home from going to get a car part halfway across the world. So just want to make sure my dogs are under control out there. Okay, so yes, I do this full time now, and it's kind of funny because when I started this business almost 3 years ago, I had no desire to do this full time. It was like I signed up as a coach because I thought it was fun and I needed extra accountability because I was that girl that would do things for a couple weeks, get bored, and fall off. So I was like, well, if I'm a coach, people will need me and I can't really flake out. So this sounds like a great idea. And here I am 3 years later. Have I fallen off? I'm human, of course, here and there, but nothing more than a couple days, which is amazing for me. So like I said, I started full time and I worked as a paralegal, and I would fit this into pockets of time. That's what I always did. I would do it in the morning. My commute, I would do personal development on my commute. I drove an hour into the city and an hour home from the city. So that was my personal development time. So I always got that done. And then if I had time on my lunch, I had time throughout the day when I could get time in, I would do it. When I got home and my kids went to bed, my kids were a little bit older. My daughter is now 18 and my son's 13, so minus 3 at the time. So I didn't have littles to have to tend to. But I fit it in is the point. So you can do this being a busy mom, dad, whatever it is. Because even though I didn't have littles, when your kids turn this age, you're their taxi driver. You have to go everywhere. You get home and at 8 o'clock at night, oh my God, you have a project. And now your life flips upside down because they're stressed out and it becomes your problem. So you feel me? This turned into full-time. After about 1.5 to 2 years, I decided to leave my law firm. And I was still living, I lived in Brookfield, Illinois, and I had found a job down the street that was half of the pay that I had made downtown. But because of coaching, we never felt a hit. So I was able to literally go to work at a mile from my house, and I worked there for almost a year before we relocated to Texas. All right, so that's my story. We moved here, and I am 100% positive the only reason this happened is because of coaching. Because we have been talking about this for 10 years, and I could never leave my jobs. I was afraid to start over, and this was the perfect opportunity. So it's really nice to be a full-time coach and do this full-time. So if that's something you're striving for, even if you didn't think you were going to, it's pretty amazing to be in control of your time, right? Because the biggest thing for me is freedom of time. So I love that this allows me to have that. I never thought I'd have that. And now I don't have little kids, but I do have puppies and I do have a shopping addiction. So I get to go and doing whatever I want, which is cool. But anyways, I'm going to tell you what I feel has been a huge help in my business. And of course, when you start out, you try all different things. And that's the cool thing about this business. Okay, you're going to hear from all different kinds of coaches, Beachbody champions, national wake-up calls, different coaches from different teams on your own team, uplines, downlines, all of it. the cool thing is we are all owners of our own business. So we all get to do whatever we want to do with our business. That is like the coolest thing I tell my coaches all the time. You get to decide. I mean, we're here to guide you and tell you, yeah, this works, this doesn't, but nobody's the same, right? And everybody has a different market. So different things work differently for people. One of the things I wish I started doing is what I'm going to teach you right now in the beginning, because I feel like I would have kicked it off a lot faster. And that's usually how it goes, right? You get your footing in there and you're like, God, this is a good thing. Why didn't I do it before? But you don't know. So what I want to talk to you about is having a posting plan, first and foremost. I am not a cold invite person. I do not like reaching out to somebody and saying, hey, I like your shoes. Where did you get them? That makes me feel icky. I can't do it. I just can't do it. Because I'm like, somebody does that to me, unless it's like something really cool. And I'm like, oh, this person's awesome. Otherwise, I'm like, it's weird. It's just weird. So I don't want to make anybody feel, I always ask myself, how would this make me feel if I got this message? And if I say, I don't send it. So I rely on my posts and my content to bring in my interest, if that makes sense. So I really like to make sure I have a plan in place every single week. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it down for you. But essentially, in a nutshell, guys, I create my entire week's content. I don't go to bed Sunday night until my entire week, the 7 days are done. And I have all my content. And I'll show you how I like house it, how I get to it, how it's super simple. So obviously there's a million different kinds of posts you can do, right? And I'm just going to talk about the main ones that I make sure I post and like what I feel and what I do, what works for me. And all of my coaches are different. And when I bring a new coach in, we talk about what their goals are, and that also determines what kind of posts they're going to do. So number one, you have to figure out what your platform mainly is. I'm mainly Facebook. I do have Instagram. I try my best. If you look at my Instagram, I think it's really pretty. I'm a photographer by nature. I love details. I like it. I love stories. I hate looking for followers. I hate figuring out how to do these hashtags. So I'm playing with that, but I will tell you that everyone on my upline was like so gung-ho with Instagram, and they pushed it so hard on us that I lost my footing on Facebook when this happened. And I couldn't get it back for a while. And I lost my mojo, so to speak, right? So I really feel that you should stick with what you know. I've built myself to almost 2-star on just Facebook. I am going to dabble because I do believe Instagram is going to be something, right? But I don't feel like everybody has to run there. That's my opinion, all right? But you figure out how many posts. So for me, I do 3 posts a day. 3 posts a day and 1 post on Instagram, okay? If I remember. There are times I will forget, but I'm pretty good. I get at least 5 out of 7 days a week on Instagram, but it's not my normal platform. So I'm struggling. Oh, you know what I'm saying? But okay, so I originally will talk to my coaches and say, let's pick a number. How many posts do you want to do a day? I would say 2 would be a minimum, 4 would be a maximum. Now, I used to post 5 or 6 times a day, and I did that for a year, and it worked back then. Like, it worked. I had coaches saying that's not good. No, it worked. It was fine. I did me. So you should always do you. Figure out what works for you, and you're going to know if it works or if it doesn't work. You always got to give something time, right? You can't do it once and say, oh, it didn't work. So figure out, number 1, how many posts you're going to do. My number is 3. Then you need to figure out what kind of posts you're going to do. So the different types of posts that you can do in a week, and I'll kind of tell you what I do, is direct invite posts. I do 2 of those a week. And that is something that is directly a call to action. A call to action on, and when I have a challenge group coming up, I will say to my challenge group, but it doesn't matter when it is, I'm like, join me. Join me on this journey, on this health and fitness journey to be a better you than you were yesterday. And I'll talk about it in all different ways, to have better, mental health and clarity, to be a part of something. I take it on all different levels, but to join me in something. And it's basically like, be my best friend and do this with me. Let's link arms and let's be like happy-go-lucky and sing and dance, right? Like, you don't have to have something to invite to. It's just joining you on the journey to be a better you. So I do at least 2 direct invites a week. I used to post my workout every time I did a workout. And I did that for almost 2 years. So that's not a bad thing. And I did it also for my accountability. I wanted people to see I was doing it, and I wanted to hold myself accountable. Okay. But I've cut that back. I use stories. I don't know if you guys use stories, but every time I work out, every time I have a shake, every time I eat something that looks really delicious, it goes on stories. But on my Facebook page, I do 3 workouts a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And let's say for some reason Friday is not my workout day, I'll take the picture on Thursday and I'll post it on Friday. Okay, so I keep it like unison on what I'm doing. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday are my workout posts. Coaching posts. You guys, I do this every day, Sunday through Thursday. I do a coaching post. And Friday and Saturday I consider like fluff days, so I keep it lighter because that's the weekend. And I don't think as many people are on social media as much as during the week. So Sunday through Thursday, coach post every day. Now, what does that mean? Not like, hey, I'm looking for 10 people to join me. Although I do that once in a while, okay? But I'm a big fan of brain dumping. If you've never done that, I love brain dumping. So I will take out a piece of paper and I will think of some type of topic, and I make my coaches do this, where I will say something like, okay, so how do you notice what's different in your life off the top of your head since you've been a coach? Dump. 20 minutes, set a timer, dump. Think of every detail of what is different. Then take a couple of those and put them on another piece of paper and dig deeper, okay? So I literally have probably like a 30-page notebook filled of all kinds of, and it's only on coaching. Everything from the community to the friendships to the money to everything. And I'll literally break it all down. And then when I'm creating my coach posts, I literally open the notebook like this. I do one of these and I point. And whatever I get is what I'm creating a post on. Right? Like I already did the work. Now I just need to come up with a creative spin on what am I going to talk about. All right, I'm going to talk about that. I don't know that I went out and bought $200 dog beds for my dogs because I want them to live like kings. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like one of the things for me is I finally got to have puppies because I'm home all day. Like my husband wouldn't let me have puppies. Like there's no way, we can't train them. That's mean to keep them in a cage. Not only did I get my puppy, I had 3. So that's like a post I could do. So brain dumping is huge. Coaching is my biggest post that I want to do. And it's one of those things that you do over and over and over and over. And then people that are coming to you, I don't feel like I'm necessarily like recruiting. People are asking me eventually about it. So like I just had a call tonight with some girl who I thought just wanted the program. And she's like, well, you do that coaching thing and you get paid. Tell me all about it. How would she know that? You know what I mean? Like I didn't even have to talk to her. So it's consistency, which is a word I'm sure we've all heard a million times, over and over and over and over in different ways. Because you're going to talk to different people and it's going to hit on different pain points. And it's just going to take that one time in the right moment to hit someone, and then they're going to be intrigued. Tips, health tips, you guys, like things that are awesome. Talking about your water intake. I love kitchen gadgets. Fun fact about me, before my journey, I did not know how to cook. I'm not kidding. I put the pizza in the oven on the cardboard. Like that was me. Fully did it. Thank God I didn't burn the house down. But I find really cool things and I am just like a kid in a candy store. Like, oh my God, I didn't know that existed. I could put eggs in that thing and I don't have to boil them. And I just put water and hit a button. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, everybody needs to know about this. So I share things that I think are pretty cool because there's people out there who are like me and had no idea how to cook, right? And like, this is all news to them too. Or they did know how to cook, but they never heard about these fun, easy little gadgets. But things that add value to people's life. And it doesn't have to be health and fitness or cooking or anything like that, It could be about anything. Nutrition, obviously. A really good thing that I don't do anymore, but I used to do all the time, is I would take a healthy recipe and I would stage it. Like you would stage any picture in your home, on your plate, on your table, on your countertop of that meal. Take a picture and be like, oh my God, you guys, this healthy hamburger helper is like a win-win in my house. Everybody loves it. And, if you want this in your life, drop a fun emoji below. Then I'd let everybody drop the emojis. I'd get like 50-something, 60-something people. The next day, I'd post the recipe and I'd tag them all. So that way it shows up on their page and then maybe their friends will like it. And that's a way for me to connect with their friends as well. So anything nutrition-wise, okay? It could be about your shake. It could be about anything. Transformations. You, yourself, doesn't even have to be your physical transformation. I'm a former smoker. I bring that up at least once every 2 months because I hit people who smoked. You can talk about, like I did Transformation Tuesday yesterday on my front lawn. I landscaped and I did that to just put a twist on things to get engagement, right? So you can do it on anything. I, for the longest time, will take the Beachbody transformations. You just Google them and you find an amazing one and you read up. I have to find one that actually talks and tells you a story. because I'm never going to make something up about a person, but I will spin it. And no matter who that person is, you're going to think they're my best friend, because I'm going to tell you how amazing Jamie is and that she's a killer mom and that she's super busy, but God, you know, she can handle anything, and just give my girl some love. I don't know we're not BFFs, but they think we do. And they think she's doing, you know, the program with me, even though not technically lying, but I'm just showing off a person that did the programs and giving her credit. And then people are reacting because it's a transformation. PD, inspiring, encouraging, anything like that. I love, Lindy, I bought that book, by the way. I love it. I love it. And that was amazing. And some of my girls took your ideas and I saw them posting stuff. I was like, I love this. Okay. So you guys might not know what that is, but if you watch your girl, she does some awesome PD stuff. But talking about personal development or something inspiring or something encouraging, because remember, we're supposed to be this light of positivity. So you should have something out there at least once or twice that is speaking to somebody who needs to hear it. Like, you're strong enough. You've got this. You know, nothing's going to break you down. You know, like, you can handle this. Even when you think you're going to quit, you're not. Something that's going to touch someone. You want them to relate to you, remember you, like you, want to be in your circle, and want to be your friend. So shining that positivity everywhere is huge. Family. Got family? Got parents, got siblings, got kids, got dogs, got birds. People should know about this. This is a big, huge part of you. Think of your social media as your house. If people walk into your house, what are they going to see? Are they going to know you have animals or that you have a family? Are they going to see pictures on your walls? You've got to share yourself. They got to get to know you. Obviously, you don't want to share your bathroom pictures with them. You know what I'm saying? So we want to keep it. They don't need to know everything is what I'm saying. But share the things you're proud of and that you love. Engagement posts. Get people to, they love to tell you what to do. You ever notice that? People love to give their opinions on everything. Even if you don't need an opinion, ask for it because they want to give it to you. You guys, I have one of my puppies eats poop. Do you know that over 100 people on Facebook are experts in what to do with dogs that eat poop? I was shocked. Like, everybody knew what to do with dogs that eat poop. And I was just like, my favorite was, go pick it up so they don't eat it. I would have never thought of that. Thank you so much. But people love to advise you. So give them that opportunity. Plus, it's going to give you lots of engagement. So think of anything and get people to give you advice, okay? And go outside the box. You know, go to the store. Here's a fun one. Go to the store and pick up 2 Tupperware things. Like, you know how they have like Rachel Ray and then whatever that guy is, Bobby something. 2 different pans. Which one should I get? I bet you hundreds of people tell you which one to get. So the point is get them engaged. And then lives. You guys, I'm going to be the pot calling the kettle black right now, okay? Because I don't do enough lives. I am great at living on every team page and everything, but for some reason, when it comes to my social media page, I'm sure you can tell I'm not shy, but I don't do it, and I don't know why. I seriously think it comes down to I don't know what I want to talk about, and then I just say forget it. I don't do it. But it's a huge resource, huge. I met a girl once at a coach camp that I went to. She had a following for her lives. She went live 3 days a week. People knew about it. And she just literally, as she cooked, as she braided her hair, as she this, as she that, she just talked about life and her family and felt like she was just talking to her friend. Like, you would call your friend and you're filling them in. And then you're like, I got to go. And you call them 3 days later. And I told them about the last 3 days of your life. That's all she did. And people loved it. So there's something for you. But go live. Go live. All right, so these are just some ideas for different types of posts. So you figure out how many you want to do, and then you create a plan, okay? And you write it out. And you say, on Sundays, oh, you guys, meal planning, meal prep, obviously those are big ones. Sundays, I'm going to do a meal planning post. I'm going to do a coach post, and I'm going to do a workout post. Monday, I'm going to do A, B, and C. Tuesday, A, B, and C. Pick 3, and this is the plan. And that's it. This is the plan, and you commit to it for 3 months. That's what I do. 3 months. This is my plan. And I'm going to do this every day for 3 months. Now, obviously, things happen. You're out, you're at a pumpkin patch, you're out, you're at a swimming pool, and your kid does something awesome, or there's this guy whose butt crack's hanging out, and God, that's social media, like, worthy, right? And you're like, I need to post this, like, right now. Like, right now, it needs to go out there. And it's not going in stories, it's going on my page. Well, you already had your stuff scheduled, you know, like you already had it planned. So you can go outside the box, and then the post that you already created, you can use next week, right? So I do once in a while, usually out of my set schedule, I'm probably 1 or 2 outside the box every week because life happens and you're like, oh God, I want to share that, right? Okay, come get straight A's. You didn't see that coming. Now you want to post about it. So the point is be a little flexible, but also stay on your plan. You commit to that consistently for 3 months, you are going to see some major traction. So what do you do and how do you do it? Like, what do you do with it, right, to get it going? I know I'm doing 3 posts. I know I'm doing each thing on each day. I've got it written down in the back of my planner, and it's handwritten real nice there. 3 days and what my posts are, okay? I open this up, and that's what I go off when I create it. So I create a Facebook group, and you know how when you create a Facebook group, you got to have somebody in it. So my husband, he's going in there. And I created a group, and I just called it My Blank Group. I made it a secret group. I'm the only one who can see it. I added him to it, and I turned off his notifications. Then, I don't know if you're familiar with units, but I created units. My first one was days of the week, and each one in there was Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So what I do is that's there, and as I create them, it goes in the comments underneath. So Sunday is going to have 3 comments. Monday is going to have 3 comments. Tuesday, all the way down, right? And I do my whole week. So before I go to bed on Sunday, I post from Monday till the next Sunday are done. I will sit up till 2 in the morning if I didn't get it done. I literally am that strict with myself because I'm good in the moment, but I don't want to. I have too many other things to do. I have follow-ups to do. I have coaches, that I am working very closely with to hit diamond, things like that, things where my attention need to be, right? So you create these units and you create your posts. Also, I make a unit in there that is called posts. And then I do transformations, coaching, workouts, nutrition, I don't do family because those I have to think of and I don't do them in advance. I do them on the fly. Engagement ideas, blah, 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 blah. So what I do every week on top of that is I schedule out that I pick one of those and I create content. So like if I did coaching, I may write out 15 or 20 different coaching posts. Because that one's pretty easy for me. Well, it depends. Depends on what I pick. Some are easy, some are not, and you get less done in an hour. But so I'm stockpiling some posts. So when maybe I have 6 or 7 in each category, and I'm picking and choosing and just plopping them in. So and sometimes I don't have any in that category and I have to create it. So sometimes scheduling out my posts for the entire week only take me half hour because I've got so much stockpiled, right? So I'm very strict about doing this, and it keeps me on track. So how do I know when to post and I don't mess it up? Guys, I live by alarms on my phone, and this is no joke. I have alarms to remind me when to eat because I will forget. I have alarms on my calls. Like there's got to be 30 alarms on my phone in a day. It is insane. Often it's like, what now? And you got to look at it. But I will say like 8 o'clock in the morning is my first post, 12:30 is my second, 7:30 is my third. Then I'll spin it and change the times each day. Every time I do it, I just kind of move it around for 20 minutes here, 30 minutes there, and I kind of move it. Obviously, for me, I don't know how you guys are, but I have certain days of the week I know I'm going to post in a certain time. So like Thursday nights for me are between 8 and 9. Sunday nights for me, 8 and 9. Like I need to post in that time bracket because that's where I get my most traction. And I know that from my market. Okay. I told you about brain dumps. You can do it for more than just coaching. You can do it for anything. You can do it. I love, and I forgot to mention this, I love to address objections, and I challenge my coaches to do this all the time. Start writing down your objections, exactly what people tell you, and literally answer it in a post. I've had people call me out on it. Was that meant for me? And I'm thinking to myself, well, if you're thinking it was meant for you, then yes, let's say it's meant for you. I can't say that, but I think that. Especially when it's not meant for them. It's like, I guess I nailed it, huh? How do we fix you? Let's go. But so brain dumping is huge, and it's an activity that I do all the time. If you've been a coach long enough and you see your memories, you can reuse your posts. So if you have a post that did really well, you want to save that content and put it into your units, into your coaching or your workouts or wherever, because you're going to do it with a different picture, different graphic. You may change the wording. But you can reuse, because if somebody remembers your post from a year ago, holy crap, like I want to be their friend. I think that's the coolest superpower ever. But they're not going to remember. So you can reuse things like that. And then go seek inspiration, okay? If you're struggling, I tell my coaches this all the time. I am not one for go copy anything. but there is nothing wrong with going to look for inspiration. Find a coach or two that speaks to you. So if you were shopping for a coach right now and you were like, I want somebody to help me, who are you attracted to in a sense? You know, like who would motivate you? Who is somebody you would want to work with, right? Like if I needed a business coach, I love Melanie Mitro for a business coach purpose only, because I love her straightforward strictness. That's my type of person. That's how I roll. And I like her. So I love her podcast because she just speaks so much truth, and she's very organized and very meticulous. And that's me. So that's somebody I can relate to. And I share a lot of her tips with my coaches, and I spin it my own way. And you know what I mean? So you find your inspiration and find the people that you would go work with if you needed your own coach, right? No offense to your coach, you know what I mean? I tell my coach that all the time. You have the best coach in the world, but I want you to go find someone else too. So they can find other inspiration. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, another thing, and it all ties together, is adding to your network. Like this is like a non-negotiable, because the thing is what are you doing? You're creating content, because everybody that is liking and commenting on your stuff, this is an awesome way to reach out to them and say, hey, thanks so much for loving for the support and love on my post. Like you are amazing. And I always say this, curiously, are you on a health and fitness journey or looking to start one? Because if they're following me, even if they're liking something that has to do with my dog's pooping, they know I'm a health and fitness coach. So it's not weird for me to ask that, right? So adding to your network, which ways do you do it? The only ways I do it is friends of friends. I literally go shopping. I go into people's friends lists and I look by looking at what they are and how they look. If they have kids, I love people. I love moms with kids. No offense, I'm a total, like I only coach girls. That is just me. I had a bad experience before, but that is me. And I usually stick between 25 and 50. Because I don't want like an 18-year-old, and I don't want grandma, because I don't mesh well with them. So knowing your market is huge. But I know that I love teachers and I love anybody in the health profession. So if I see a nurse or a therapist or anybody in the fitness industry, teacher, like these are my people. I go shopping. I shop out who I want to work with. So that's how you should kind of look at it, right? You want to pick who you want in your circle, in your audience. Who do you want to connect with, right? Because it's easier to work with people you like and that you would get along with, and you would hope that the stereotype fits them, meaning that I think teachers are the best coaches, because I honestly think most teachers are like super organized and detail oriented and stuff. For the most part, there's the exception to every rule, but that's something that I like. And then Facebook groups. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I run my team. We run free groups as a team, okay? We run a free group calendar every month in our team page. We pick 2 groups, Sugar Detox, Crockpot, Instapot, Meal Planning, whatever. We pick 2 weeks, and we work as a team. So we have 2 leaders sign up to run the group. So that way, you may only run a group once every 3 months, so you're not like killing yourself, right? But even though 2 leaders are running that group, every coach in our organization can participate by inviting to it. Okay, so you're really not doing anything but inviting to it. So what we do is we go into these free groups, okay? And let me back up. When I say free groups, wherever you live, okay? There's buy and sell groups, there's mom groups, there's all these things, right? Forget where you live. There's a whole United States out there, okay? So you go out there and you find another state, and you search all the cities, and you look up all the buy and sell groups and all the mom groups, and it doesn't matter if you live in that state. I do not have a local team. I literally have like half of my team is from Canada, and the other half of my team is spread throughout the states. So I'm not local. I mean, I did have some coaches in Chicago, and I would like to get some in Texas because I think that's cool, but I'm all over. So don't be afraid to go outside of your box and reach out anywhere, because people are people. Right? They don't need to live in your town or in your state. So I encourage my coaches to add themselves to 10 groups a week. Find 10 groups, okay? When they accept you, because they don't always accept you, right? I tell them to screenshot or write down the name of that group. Because when it's time for the next free group we offer, let's just say it's a Crockpot group, what my coaches do and what I do is you go into 2 of your groups that you just added yourself to, and you go in there and you're like, hey, back by popular demand, our team is running a free 5-day Crockpot group. If you want in, drop an emoji below. And then what they do is they drop an emoji. And when they do that, we reply with, that's awesome. Can't wait to add you. Send me a friend request and I'll get you in there. So you're adding to your audience. You're adding your friends, right? And we're giving them value by creating a free group. So some people, if you got 100 friends, let's say 20 of them right off the bat unfriend you once you add them. Well, that happens. But let's say out of the next 80, that 5 of them are super involved in your group and start liking your posts, because that's the thing here. You've got content going out. People are getting to know you and they're liking stuff, right? So all the people in that group, when the group is done, you send a message to them basically thanking them for being a part of the group, telling them you hope that they took something away from it, and you want to know if they possibly are on a health and fitness journey because you offer these amazing groups and support, and you would love to support them on their journey. Would you like to talk more about it? So it gives you the perfect opportunity to start a consult, start an invite, start all of it by doing that. So that's how we add to our network. And sometimes you get people that are crazy. Don't get me wrong. It happens anywhere, right? And we just get rid of them, just unfriend them. What else did I want to tell you? And then obviously follow-ups is another huge part, right? You want to track who you're talking to. And there's so many ways to do tracking, you guys. There are, Google Streak and Teamsy and pen and paper and just all kinds of ways. And I'll tell you, I've done them all. And I every time go back to pen and paper. It's just my style. I just feel like I can take it with me everywhere. I have a million of these books that I bought at Walmart for a quarter because that's what happens at school time. And literally, I keep track of everything. Like I have not pushed, I call them fast tracks to diamonds. I have 2 diamonds that I'm working, or 2 emeralds that are almost diamond. I have a notebook for each one of them, for their coaches. Like I do everything by pen and paper, and it works for me. Not saying that that's the right way for anybody else, but that works for me. So you just want to make sure you're always following up, because that is seriously where it happens. I don't know how you are, but if I sell 10 challenge packs in a month, 9 of them are from follow-ups that I may have been talking to for 12 months. You know what I mean? It's weird. So you always want to follow up with people. And then even if somebody tells you not now, you just tell them, I'm going to follow up with you in a month or 2 at my next group. And you don't let them off the hook. You know what I mean? You always want to tell them you're going to be following up with them. So it kind of all works together. You are creating these amazing posts with the content, so that way you attract the people that are interested, so you can reach out to everybody who likes and comments. You're organized in the sense that you've got it all done by the end of the week. And so your whole week is scheduled, so to speak, right? And you can concentrate on the activities you need to. And then, of course, adding, so new people are always seeing your posts and following up. And the last thing I wanted to tell you guys is that you should be tracking your activities and what you're doing. So there is the Beachbody activity tracker. I'm a rogue coach. I don't follow that. I create my own. And I create an individualized one for each of my coaches. So the activities that I feel like are important and that move my business are the things that we focus on. And then if somebody else is doing something that's really working, we can add to it, take away, whatever we need to do. But I personally, I feel like I'm a road coach because I don't like in the box. I want to go outside of the box. So I never want to feel like I can only do so many invites or so many follow-ups, because however many people are liking and commenting on my stuff, that's how many people I'm going to reach out to. And when it's time to follow up, however many people I have on my list is how many people I'm going to follow up with. So I want my coaches to know that from the start, especially the ones who want to really build a business, because staying in a little box of 3 by 3 is not going to get you to depending on your goals. It totally will move your business, but it's not going to move your business at a fast capacity if that's what you're looking for. So I usually try to attract business, builders, and I give my time to those that want to do that. So we literally will spell out what your activities are. And I hope this is helpful. Is everybody still awake? Because, I'm not going to bed till 11 o'clock now because I'm wound up.
I love your energy. And so much of what you say, I'm like, that is the way I operate too. And I think we're so used to hearing you got to think different and not do it that way anymore. And that's old school, but it has worked. Mm-hmm. And so it's refreshing to hear that. And I did look at your Instagram and it is beautiful.
Thank you. That's all I got for it, though.
In the same spot. I just have a hard time connecting over there. And I think I shared that on your call that sometimes I connect with people over there who maybe are in my warmer market, and then they go answer my stories on Facebook. And I'm like, why are you over here connecting with me on Instagram if you're just going to go find me on Facebook? It's bizarre. So like this was very helpful, and I have gotten away from planning out my posts like that. Like I used to always do Transformation Tuesday, Throwback Thursday, coaching posts on Sunday. But I struggle to attract builders. And so I love what you said about a coaching post Sunday through Thursday, right?
Yes, in all different areas.
Yeah, for sure.
So like I don't do so many, to be honest, with financial, because what I've found is that if I'm talking about, I do talk more about basics. So like this paid for my dog beds or whatever, you know what I mean? But I won't talk bigger. I really don't talk about like how I was able to leave my job for this. I will say once in a while, but I want to bring in realistic people, then I can see where they're at and then I can build them. You know what I mean? So I feel like you scare people off, or you give them an unrealistic expectation and they're thinking like, oh, I can do this and then I'm done. And then you're like, oh my God, I got to put work in. So I'm careful with the financial one. But in my sneak peeks that I do, I'm really open about it. Just not so much money wise. I'd rather do it in a message. Does that make sense? I don't know. Maybe I'll change that. I don't know. I'm always thinking.
So, how do you do your sneak peek? Can I ask? Do you do like a 3-day?
So I haven't done last year I went crazy. Okay. I did something. We went totally outside the box, go lay down. And I had 3 coaches, and we each took 1 week out of a month. So, I teamed up with 3 different coaches. So every week I went live, and this was for 6 months. I did it every single week for 6 months. I went live with another coach. So you were able to like go live and then bring a coach in. Okay. So we were both on it, and we would switch it up. You know, sometimes we do a question answer, and we did it every single week. So I was doing it every week, but I had a new co-host every single week. You know what I mean? And it worked really well in the beginning. We got a lot of interaction. So people would be on there and talking to us. So for maybe the first month and a half, and then it dwindled. And, you know, and we committed to 6 months. So like I said, when I say do the plan and do it for 3 months, no matter what, stick it through, you know, because I feel like it's going to hit at least 1 or 2 people if you do. So anyways, then I stopped that, and then I kind of let it go, and I didn't do much, honestly. I just did my coach posts. So now what I do, we just did a happy hour. Bailey's the one who talked to us about that. And we did a happy hour with 4 of us coaches, and we did a Zoom. And we actually had a good turnout. We had like 40 something people. It was good. I didn't have anybody on it for me, but I had my coaches have people on it, and they did get a couple people out of it. But it also felt very busy to me. Like I would have not liked that if I was on there. So that was just my personal opinion. Like I would have been like, I don't like this format. I'd be off. I would have cut off at 10 minutes in, to be honest. But what I do is I have a backstage pass into coaching. It is a Facebook group. It has 3 videos in it. And I did them in October of last year. And I continuously, even like right now, I have people in there. So when I'm talking to somebody, I rely on my coaching posts. Then I reach out and I thank them, and I ask them if they've ever considered being a coach. Plus, by the way, I'm getting way bolder with talking to people who give me a money objection. As soon as they give me that, I'm like, you know, would it help you in any way if I was to show you how to get your investment back in like 30 days? Like, would that help you get started? I want to help you on your journey. Would that help you? And if they're like, yes, I'm like, all we have to do is share. And when you get some interaction on your post, which you will, we just have to do a 3-way message. I'll do the whole consultation, and I'll get you some people. It's helping my volume. And who knows if those people come in, because I'm going to get them as discount coaches, because I don't know how you guys do it, but every person I sign is a discount coach. I don't sign anybody up as a customer unless they like fight me. Once in a blue moon, I'll have somebody who's like dead set on no and whatever. But if I get them people, they'll go Emerald, which will help me obviously, and the volume. And you never know who those people are going to be. You know, you could sign the next Melanie Mitro. You don't know who you're going to get underneath people. So I like to build, oopsies. I like to build deep and not so much wide. So I always encourage everybody in my organization to keep going deeper to see. But where was I going with that? I think I just scared myself.
Yeah, just how you run sneak peeks.
Oh, so the Backstage Pass into Coaching has 3 videos in it. So as I'm talking to people, I will tell them I have this amazing group with 3 short videos in it that tell you everything about coaching. Do you want to check it out? And I put them in there. First video, it's off of the Bonnie Angle way of doing it. I remember watching a video from her. First video, and it's so real and raw. I'm just sharing who I am, how I became a coach. It's like 12 minutes. And I talk about my, that I worked full time. I was a smoker for 18 years, and I started by doing this, and it was for accountability. And then I was like, this is fun, these groups, the community, I could do this and then I won't fall off. And of course it's longer and more detail. And then I say something along the lines of, and then somebody wanted to join and come in with me, which was so cool because I had a buddy, and who you want to do it with buddies. And I got a commission check. And I was like, now my Shakeology is cheaper. And then I shared some more organically, just shared my journey for my own accountability. And here came someone else. And oh my God, I almost have my shake paid for. So I started thinking what if I could, and I talk about that in the next month. I was able to pay my, I forgot if it was my NICOR bill or my ComEd bill, whatever it was. And, and then I thought to myself, well, what if I could pay 2 utility bills? And then, once that happened, the next month I was able to pay for my groceries. So then your wheel starts spinning and you're thinking, what if I could pay for my car payment? And I just kind of talk it through. So that's the first video. Second video is what happens in your first 30 days as a coach. I'm very honest. I say that, you get a training, and I should probably update it because I do it differently now. But, you come in and you're just sharing. You are just sharing your journey because it's all about you. And people are going to support you, and you're going to be overwhelmed by the amount of support and love. And, and you just ask people if they want to join you. It's really simple. So I just talked about that. And the last one is just saying, here I am, I've been in it this long, this is where I'm at, this is what's possible. And then I talk about my uplines. My second upline up got that big bonus of $22,000 last year for her bonus thing. She's in the Millionaires Club. So I talk about that and say, this is what you can get if you hustle. This is not a guarantee. I talk just really quickly about you can earn trips, which is amazing. And, and then I just say, and this is how you get started. And I just explain the all access really quickly. And I tell them, you can do it for $40. I don't know where you can start a business for $40, but most people start because you need to be a product to the product, because you can't be sitting there telling people to work out, eating bonbons on the couch. So it doesn't work like that. and that's it. So 3 short videos. The second and third one are probably under 10 minutes, and I make them comment done, and then we talk. But what I really like to do is just flat out ask them if they're interested, send what I really like is sending just the video from the back office that's like 5 minutes long that talks about Beachbody, and Carl Deichler's talking on there. And then I say, is this something you might be interested in? They say yes. And I say, good, let's set up a call, and I get on a Zoom and I sell it. Like, you know what I mean? I'm done. Like if I get them on a Zoom, 99% chance they're going to sign. So that's my goal now, because it's a big deal of growth. I'm sure you can understand this, and you see this. You go through stages. Once you get to this point where you feel confident, if you get somebody in front of you and you show them how passionate and genuinely how much you invest in this and how much you invest in your coaches and your team, they want to be a part of it. So I just need them on Zoom calls. Everybody get on a Zoom with me. We'll sign you up. It'll be good. You're going to be happy.
Awesome. Well, I find the same to be true when I meet people locally. Like when we meet and sit down and have coffee, they're like, oh, you are really real. Like I've heard that like 3 times in the last week. And I'm like, yeah, the person you see on social media, that's who I am for real.
And that's wonderful if you can do that. Like, unfortunately, I'm not local.
Yeah.
Like, a coach who is, and she does all that. She meets everybody for coffee. And I'm just like, I got nobody local. I ain't meeting for coffee. Right. If you can, like, do that. That is like, it's like a closed deal. If you go there and they see you and they like you and they can feel how you genuinely care and that you're real, they'll want to be by you. Just don't ever be phony. Don't ever like try to post what somebody else is doing, because eventually it will come down to face, and they'll see right through you if you're trying to be somebody else. So don't ever do that, because you're amazing the way you are, and you have something to offer, and anybody who works with you is lucky. And that's just that. And anybody
I love that.
Just dumb.
I love that. Well, I think you and I were connected for a reason. Like I feel super like connected with how you do things, and I appreciate you sharing like a different perspective. You guys have any questions for Jackie?
Yeah, who wants to talk to me?
I really liked the Facebook group thing for yourself.
Oh, you got to do it. It's so much better. It's just so easy. And you can do Instagram stuff on there too. You know what I mean? Like if you wanted to save stuff.
And I do it in my notes, but this seems so much more organized.
And then if then you can also see like where you're at. You know what I mean? I've got 3 in there. I've got 2 in there, whatever. Because sometimes I'll start on a Friday. I try to start Friday, getting it organized. A little bit Saturday. I don't do much on Saturdays. I really try to disconnect on Saturdays. I really do. It's not always easy, but that's my goal. Like I tell my coaches, I don't answer any messages. I don't even open it up on Saturdays. If you need me, you have to text me. I'm not even opening it up. So that's another thing, set boundaries, like from the beginning, because a lot of people, including myself, probably learned this along the way. If you don't set boundaries and you answer people like this, once they become your customer, if you don't answer them like this, they're going to think you're the worst coach in the world and you suck, and they're going to make your life hell. Trust me. So it's okay. I go by the 24-hour rule. If I don't answer in 24 hours, then I suck. So I just make sure it's no more than 24 hours, unless there's, like emergency circumstances. But if they can't wait 24 hours, they're not going to go anywhere, first of all. And if they do, like, that's just way too high maintenance. Unless you can handle that, I wouldn't want to be a part of that.
That's a really good tip. Okay. Does anyone have anything else for Jackie?
Jackie, awesome call. Like all of it was good. I have a lot of notes.
Yay!
Like the brain dump thing, I've done it forever when it's like a to-do list, but the content idea is legit. So thank you for that. And I don't know if you said this, and this could probably be another call, and maybe you don't really have an opinion, but are you building on your personal profile for Facebook?
I am.
Okay. If you were building both a business page and personal, how would you divide that content? Would you be double posting? Would you be posting 3 times to both?
Okay. So I've never done a business page. Just because I've done so well, I've thought about that, like, should I do one in the beginning, but I never did. And I do have one of my rockstar coaches, she does both. Okay. So no, she does not do the same content on both. I'm just going to use her because I don't know what I would do because I'm not in that situation. But she is, how there's something about you that you usually, like, you're known for, right? Like for me, it's my organization. Like everybody knows that, like, go to Jackie, she'll put it together for you. A nice little package with a bow on it. My rockstar coach that I'm talking about, she is the cook. Like she's always going live with recipes. Like I call her, like if I need to figure out how to do something simple that I can't do. So she is always going live. IGTV, whatever that is, over on Instagram. She will do lives on Facebook, and she shares it all definitely on her business page. She does coaching posts, she does workout posts, and she does nutrition posts on her business page, and shares recipes. I don't think she posts more than once a day on that business page, but she will definitely share her live from her Facebook page to her business page, because I know that goes in both no matter what. So if she's doing a post a day and she does a live, that's probably the live's probably, I'm assuming, on top of the post. But I remember the coach I was just telling you about, who got the 22,000 and is in the Millionaires Club. I remember going to her coach camp. She runs it every year. And she said that she's 15-star Millionaires Club. She's only built that on Facebook. She's never done a business page. That was before Instagram was really big and stuff. Now she's playing with Instagram. She was really playing with Instagram, but I don't really see it like it was. Like when they started this Instagram thing, everybody was paying people to go build their Instagrams up, and they had all these speakers for us to listen to. And it was just like so contradicting. Like this one said this one said this. It was so confusing and overwhelming. And when you really dug into that, you lost your footing over here on the platform you were doing well with. So the biggest tip I can give with something like that is, if you're ever going to try to switch over and do 2 different things, baby steps. That's what I'm doing. Baby steps over here, and eventually it will take off. Because Facebook, when I started, I didn't know what I was doing, right? None of us do. You're learning what works for you. So same concept over here, but baby steps.
Yeah. I mean, we need to diversify, but like you said, if it's working, why would you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think Facebook is going anywhere anytime soon. So I'm not concerned, but I am a firm believer that I think Instagram is going to be huge. So it's not bad, but I don't think it's like everybody needs to drop Facebook and run to Instagram. I think that's insane.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
But I hope that helps. I'm sorry. I'm not the business page person.
No, it does help even just to know that you've done this on your personal page, because I just have so many conflicting ideas and things that people say, like you said, like
you have to pick and choose, and that's the thing. Like, we came back from leadership and we took 5 coaches and we did this leadership mastermind. So we took all of our coaches, Emerald and above, put them in a thing, and we're doing topics every week we go live on. And we're all different coaches. We all run our businesses differently. General consensus, we're all the same, wanting to work towards things, but we're all different. Like, totally. So everybody in this group is getting 5 different opinions on one topic, which is really cool. So we had to explain to people, just like with your Beachbody champions, your different coaches talking, what speaks to you? What do you want to try? It's literally throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks, and then giving things a fair shot in time. So like I said, I do the thing for 3 months. Certain things you may not do for 3 months. I'll give you an example. I did this thing, I don't know, maybe for a month and a half, 2 months max. I did Fitness Friday. I literally went on Pinterest. I found a fitness thing. I took my picture. I used the same graphic, and I just put in the new workout, and I would post it every Friday. First couple times, tons of interest. I would tell people to post their selfies below. It was like blowing up. After about 3-4 times, it was like 2-3 likes, 1 selfie. And it dwindled. It fizzled. I don't think I would ever do it again. But I tried it because it spoke to me. It was something I wanted to do. It did work, but then I also noticed it fizzled, and I gave it time, because you never know, right? Sometimes people don't see things or whatever. But then I had to exit. So you have to know when to exit, but you also have to give it a fair amount of time. So you just, whatever speaks to you, you shouldn't, like, I'm not going to tell you not to listen to your upline, but I'm going to tell you, you should do what you want to do and try different things, because you want to be passionate about what you're doing, because you're going to see that. I hope you see I'm passionate about it. So if you are kind of like doing what somebody else tells you and you're just like, this feels awkward, this is weird, I don't like it, you're going to feel that. So you want things that work for you and make you excited and happy too. So listen to your heart, listen to what you like, and take bits and pieces and make it your own and see what works. And it's going to be a learning game. Like I said, I do every kind of tracking. Like, I spend so much money on stupid shit. None of it works. I'm using paper and a pen.
Right.
Cost me $0.25. You know what I mean? Like, oh my gosh. You'll learn.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I did put your Instagram handle in because I had a hard time finding it at first. It is Hart Inspiration, right?
There's a line, an underscore line under, yeah.
But when I just typed in that, I did find it. So
good.
After the call, if you want to go give.
Go see how pretty it is. It's really pretty. I mean, I get props for pretty.
But I think you made a good point too, though, that like you and I didn't build our Facebook to what it is overnight. Like, why are we expecting the same thing from Instagram? I didn't pay anyone to grow my Facebook.
Right.
And to see how much my Facebook has changed in the last 2 or 3 years, like, it's almost embarrassing when things pop up in my time hop.
Memories.
Yeah. So, why? I don't know why, like, I personally beat myself up over Instagram. Well, this was like a very good reminder for me.
I think we're all good with that. I think everybody keep doing what you're doing. If you like or Facebook, stick with it for a while. It's not going anywhere.
All right, let's grab a picture of everyone's beautiful faces, and I'll take a screenshot. All right. Okay, I will post that. And thank you so much. I love your energy. I appreciate you taking time for us tonight. And you can send the recording if you want to, like, share it with your
Please. Team. That would be awesome. Thank you. You guys, thank you for having me. I hope that you take some things away from this. And if you ever, want to chat, you have anything, I am a giver by nature. So if you ever have a question or something, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. I do not bite. I'm really nice. I promise.
You are. And I will message you probably about that backstage.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. You guys have a really good night.
Yep, thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
I know last week. Thanks, Jackie. I know last week we missed recognition, so we will take a second to do that. All right, Dina. And then I believe Dina and I talked about this, but I don't know if we ever came to like a consensus that next week, Dina, are you still going to share about what you learned from Kate, that call with Kate?
Yeah, I sure would, unless you have something else in mind.
Why am I not? Why? Where? Goodness. Okay. I believe Kelsey still has, the Cinco de Mayo group in the works. I saw the recipes and the drinks she was planning, and I think that is going to be amazing. And I'm also thinking if anyone has any teachers in their community, I told the teachers I met with today that I would be doing like a teacher survival group in May. So I don't know if you just want to keep that in your back pocket as an idea. But our volume for the week ending last Wednesday, Shelby and I were there at the top, and lots of other people. Again, we talk about helping themselves first and then helping others, because our journey always has to come first. And then here we are changing 5 lives so far in April. And I know Shelby is really close to earning her 3rd month on the Success Club starter. And I did check, Shelby, like as long as your 3 months would have been, oh my gosh, February, March, and April. So by earning at the end of April allows you a ticket for this year. I didn't know when the cutoff date was, so I wanted to check on that for you.
Thank you.
And then I know like Amanda mentioned having a room. It's not where we're staying, and I would hate for you to have to like stay by yourself, because that would be a big expense. So we're trying, if something that works out for you, we're trying to find a way to like, I mean, if you want to stay alone, whatever. But we're trying to find a way to like work rooms so that it would be like, it would be with us, and then it would be like more financially.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I think we're at what's the name of the hotel, Dina? Hampton?
I can't think of it right now.
Tyler, do you remember? So I know Dina's room is like full with 4 people. Tyler, Kate, and I are in a room. Totally would get if you didn't want to stay with the guy, but we do have some other friends who are in the same hotel, so we can always work on something. So, yeah, Dina caught a really good call in a push group she's in from Kate. How do you say it?
Schultes, I think, and it wasn't her, but she was a guest on Lindsay Wise's team call, and Lindsay had a lot of good like points to this approach, and different ideas behind it too. So I think overall it would be kind of fun. It like really spoke to me, not just to do what Kate does, but just a different way of thinking about inviting. And I've been a coach for 6 years, and I still learn new and different things about inviting that just are so simple. It's sometimes like, wow, make it so hard. So,
and that's why I thought these ideas from Jackie were like, I'm like, okay, I used to do that. Like maybe it didn't work for a while, but what I'm doing right now isn't really working. Like, why didn't I try going back to that? Like, I like having the more set, like this is kind of what I'm posting, because I waste so much time. What do I post about?
Oh yeah, I can spend a half hour on a post on a normal day. So if you get in the groove of, that's what I liked about Josh's format and his push groups, was that, your Saturday was your content. So you could just focus on content. It wasn't like this constant wheel of A to Z. So
And she said, like today, she said like reusing content every year. You guys, you can reuse it way more often than that.
Mm-hmm.
Our stuff is only getting seen like 6% of the time or something. Just sad with how much time we spend on it. So that's why I do it in my notes, because I can just type in keywords like miracle morning and I'll get like all my miracle morning posts, and I can just copy and paste pieces, or whatever. Like sustainable is my keyword, and I'll get all the posts where I talked about sustainability. And I don't have to reinvent the wheel every time. So I do like notes for that reason, but it would be so much more organized. Like I know Melanie and Katie use a spreadsheet. Well, to me, that's just like, I work from my phone a lot. That's not super like handy. I mean, I do have Google, whatever, but it's just good to hear different ideas. Like I never would have thought of making a Facebook group just for me. So
Yeah, she had a lot of good ideas.
sweet. All right, ladies. Well, thanks for hopping on, and stop the recording.